It has been brought to my attention that games will be sold. Deals are to be made. Deals are to be done. Great deals. Great deals with Ardy and Dale. Games like Wargames. Get your deals at Ardy and Dale.
But I don't want to buy no goddamn game. That's Sunday, the 22nd of June at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on the CHIT Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the show. Joining us is our fellow co-host, Dan the Dan Noodles Man, the Harry Anderson of Wargaming. How's it going, Dan?
Harry Anderson, fill me in.
He's dead.
Fuck.
So, tonight, folks, we're going to sell some games. Mostly Dan's going to sell some games, but in an effort to, have teamwork, I got a couple as well. So we're going to let Dan go first. So, Dan, how's this going to work? Is this just going to be email you again?
Yeah, email me, please. Buyer
pays shipping, right?
If a buyer pays shipping, I want to say that right off the bat. I'm going to be basically giving away games. It's ridiculous. Ardy's not going to like it.
All the games should be more expensive, folks, except the ones that Dan is selling. So that appears to be the philosophy here. So
you know, free enterprise.
Stay tuned for some Gangbusters deals. Dan, is Gangbusters one of the games you're selling?
Gangbusters.
Gangbusters.
That was a girl I knew. I want to make a disclaimer.
Gangbusters.
Shit. I want to make a disclaimer that please don't be in a rush. I'm in a time where things are moving and they're just moving, okay? So please don't be in a rush. Understand that. And a great day. I'm sorry it took so long, blah, blah, blah. And I'm glad you got it, okay?
So everybody's happy. So, Ed, will you take any other methods of payment other than PayPal?
Well, blowing hookers.
All right, well, you'll have to figure out how to transport those across international boundaries if that's how you're paying, folks. So now you know. If you want to buy one of Dan's games, you're going to email noenemies@videotron.ca, and if you buy one of the couple of things that I'm selling, then you can email me at ardwulfslair@gmail.com. So I'll put that in the ticker, too, when we go. Dan, would you like to start?
Yeah, I'm going to start. And I'm going to start with Untouched by Human Hands, except one game has been played. Undaunted Normandy. Okay? There you go.
Undaunted Normandy, a new classic from Mr. David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin.
Undaunted North Africa. This comes in a bundle. And Undaunted Reinforcements. All three of those games, $100.
So we're talking about Undaunted Normandy, Reinforcements, and what was the third one?
North Africa.
So it's two standalone games and an expansion. So if you're interested in that for $100, email Dan at Videotron. Noenemies here at Videotron.ca.
If someone has an issue with the $100, email me and let's talk. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So they're not individually hugely expensive, but they're all extremely popular.
So what, should I bring it down? Should I bring down the price right now?
No, I think $100 is a pretty reasonable price, to be completely honest about it, for three games. So, all right, Dan, what's next?
What's next is I have Sergeant Miniatures, Untouched by Human Hands. Okay, Sergeant Miniatures. And it's one expansion, The Road to Quarantin.
Okay.
Ardy, what did you say, Ardy? I should give that?
I said you should, I think, offer both pieces together for $40 for the bundle.
$40 for the bundle. $40.
This is from, as I recall, this is from Lost Battalion Games. and they were actually with us at Origins several years ago at this point. So, and they, I haven't seen them since then, but it's a neat looking game. I can tell you that. It's like a miniatures game, but it's got like little plastic miniature, like little stand ups instead of miniatures.
They're not paper, these miniatures.
No, they're plastic.
And look at that. Look what I did. I didn't even know what I did.
He doesn't even know what he's got here, folks. This could be. Oh, look at that. Well, so it's well organized too. Yeah, all prices I think are going to be in USD, right, Dan?
Yes.
Okay, all prices in USD.
Oh shit! I made a mistake. Look at that, but it's too late. I have the German light infantry, U.S. paratroopers, more U.S. paratroopers, more U.S. paratroopers, more light German infantry. Hey, whoever buys this for $40 there.
So this is a crap load of stuff for $40. So it's like. One of the core sets, I think there is more than one. One of the expansions plus a little pilot of mini expansions. So for $40, this seems extremely reasonable. I'd raise the price.
I would think so.
So,
in lira, eh? Hex that.
In lira.
It's in lira. And I swear to God, don't piss me off, Hexy.
I swear. All right, folks, I'm going to do one here while Dan figures out what the hell he's got here. And I'm going to do my one lone non-war game thing. Murder on Arcturus Station, Adventure 11 for Classic Traveler. It is not in fabulous condition. There's a amount of shelf wear, and there's a little niche on the back here, but it's real solid. There's no marks inside particularly. It's old, but it's not like super musty or anything. I would like $20 for this. This is a duplicate that I have, so if anybody would like to buy Murder on Arcturus Station, which was recently redone by Mongoose for their current edition of Traveler by... I'm not sure if Seth Skorkowski did that one or not. He did Death Station. I know that because I've actually played in that one. But if anybody wants to give me $20 for Murder on Arcturus Station, let me know. Ardwulfslayer@gmail.com.
See, and that's the difference between me and Ardwulf's games. My games are in pristine condition. Ardy's are in Ardy condition. You know what I'm saying?
I tend to keep my stuff in pretty good condition, but, I don't buy everything brand new either. So, there you go. Let me put this back up. There you go. All right, I'm going to put that on. There we go. Now we have a proper ticker with all the information. So,
no, the Italians don't use lira anymore. They use the euro. What's the matter with you?
That is true. Dan, can you accept Zelle payment? I don't know if this is a serious question or not. I don't know. Maybe that's a currency from Zellland or something.
I think she died a long time ago.
Okay, probably chlamydia. Anyway, what do you got next?
Okay, look, I asked for $200 in my brains for 9 games, but I'm going to lower it down to 125. And these are 9 print-on-demand lock and load games, okay? The first one being Bloody Mohawk, Untouched by Human Hands. Romulat Gazala, just to show you. I've even laminated some maps. Like, are you crazy that I'm selling this for 125?
For 9 games, that's a very good price, Dan. I got to tell you.
What?
It's a good price for 9 games.
Look, and all my games, I keep them in, like, not shrink, but Ziploc bags. I used to buy my Coke in that quantity.
Okay, I have actually heard of this, but I wouldn't take this either. Now, Dan has said, go ahead, finish. Devil's Reach, the Omaha Landings, Lee at Gettysburg.
God damn it!
Slightly less than brand new pristine condition, folks.
It started here.
Started here.
No honor, no in surrendering. Whatever, surrender. Wake Island. They're gonna die.
Well, it's Wake Island.
And Raid and Riposte. Some Rusky game.
All right, I see Soviets in there. So, Phil B., you were pristine before tuning into this show. Not anymore. What can I say? That's pristine. $125 is still a pretty good price for a stack of 9 games from Lock and Load Publishing, with maybe some slight quarter wear.
No, everything's fine.
All right, that's cool. All right, do you want me to do another one? Because I've only got a total of 3, Dan. But one of mine's a Lulu. Now, where Dan has expressed his willingness to dicker with his prices, I am not willing to dicker with the prices. The price, I mean, feel free to make a counteroffer, but I will be inclined to hang on to these particular things should they not go for what I want them to go for.
Wait, so. Stacking limit. I apologize. It's just, listen, stacking limit for you, 120, okay? $5.
There you go. You get a $5 discount for recognizing Dan's blasphemy.
Yeah, I'll give it to the church.
There you go.
Of your choice.
There you go. All right, what's next, Dan?
I thought you were giving away a game right now.
I'd rather. I'm not giving away anything tonight. However, next Monday, not tomorrow, but the next Monday, I will have a giveaway on the Counter Clipping show on Monday. So FYI on that. So not the big giveaway. It'll be the Forgotten Battles giveaway.
I can't believe nobody has emailed me yet. What the hell's the matter?
Nobody's emailed you yet. Well, you've only done like 2 games, Dan. Do another one. Let's see what you got here.
Look, okay. Everybody's been freaking out for some reason. Now there's a resurgence on this game.
Age of Dogfights.
World War One in Shrink, untouched by human hands. And
now, is that just...
I'm going to throw in the World War II version. Those two, $50.
Okay, so Age of Dogfights World War 1 looks like it goes for latest sale in USD is on BGG is $85. For the World War II one,
and how much for the World War One one?
That's what I just told you. $85
for the World War one.
Yeah. I'm checking out World War II because World War II is could be completely different. I don't know. I don't see Jack on here. There's like no. It has never. World War II has never been sold on BGG. Okay, and it looks like Noble Knight doesn't have a copy either.
I'm selling it, and it's $50.
$50 for the Age of Dogfights bundle, World War I and World War II, and they're both in the shrink wrap.
No, one is in shrink wrap, and one is a demo edition. Oh, come on!
Oh, okay. That might be why you even have it. Is this thing even out? It might not even be out. I think it is out. Well, it says 2022, so one would assume that it's either out or the company went under. So this could be a rare collectible here. So Danny says they're still shipping. So which sounds like that's very plausible. So.
And I was going to put the set at $100. Whatever.
Well, $100 wouldn't be a bad price, would it? For both of them?
It's not 100. It's 50.
So all right. Well, $50 for the Age of Dogfights bundle.
Hey, can I smoke a joint?
No, not on camera. Right. All right, I got one for you here, folks. This is Compass Games' Steel Wolves. This is a solitaire game on the submarine war in the Atlantic that covers basically the entire, well, a good chunk of the war, 1939 to 1943. It is unpunched. It is out of print. And as you can see, there are a large number of counter sheets that are unpunched. The expansion is not here. I don't have the expansion. I would like $80 for Steel Wolves, and that is about what it goes for. Last sale on BGG was, when I looked it up, I think it was about $80. Noble Knight wants about $140 for it. So, now if nobody wants to buy it for $80, I guess I'm keeping it until possibly next time. We'll see. So you take your chances. If you want to buy Steel Wolves, now the box, there is some shelf wear on the box. But there is no damage to the box other than just some miscellaneous scuffing at the edges and that kind of thing. So just a little bit of shelf wear.
Okay, so I'm going to follow that up with a continuation of what you just did. Silent Wars with Ijin, the Ijin expansion.
Yeah, so this is the well, I'm not Egg Day. Thank you for this clarification. I would like $80. Okay, so Silent War 2.0, that's the reprint of Silent War to include the IJN expansion. Plus, that came in the box too, because those are just erratic counters. I have this, and it's very nice. So, what did you want for that, Dan?
With a counter tray and everything, $35.
Okay. That seems incredibly low, but okay.
That's what it's gonna go for.
All right, I get the
urgency.
I get the vibe. Yeah, Noble Knight wants 70 for it. There's a copy on BGG Marketplace right now for 95. Last USD copy sold for 65. So Dan wants 50. Did I hear that right for Silent War? 35. Okay, well, everything must go, I guess. So that is a deal.
Yeah, that is a deal, William Byrd. That's a bloody deal.
All right. Dan has not provided me with a list. However, I am writing a list down. So as Dan gets through stuff here. So yeah, Dan's moving. So he's got to unload some stuff.
Okay, look. I had one at $100. You can't see.
Nobody can see that.
I won on $100 for Quartermaster General, Cold War, and the Air Marshal. $50.
Okay, so I'm not looking these up. However, I have played the regular Quartermaster General, and I liked it. And there was like a supersized Quartermaster General 1914 that was getting played at Origins in the Wargame HQ area. So
it's 3 games, $50.
So, John, there is a the bundle, the lock and load bundle, 9 games, including Lee at Gettysburg for 125, which is a pretty good deal.
And if you want to haggle,
Dan is open to counter offers. I say I'm open to counter offers, but I mean, I know what I want to get out of these particular 3 things. Yeah. I kind of went back and forth today about what was going to get done and what wasn't. So
I'm moving people, so I've got to get rid of this. It's like when a close relative dies and you go buy a casket. They rape you when you want to buy the casket. So basically, you guys, you're giving me up the poop shoot now, and I'm accepting.
Okay.
It.
Well, there's some colorful metaphors from Dan there. Thank you so much, Dan, for that delightful color commentary.
No problem. Wait, is it still me?
Yeah. I got one more thing.
Okay, I've got Nimits.
I might have 2 more things.
I have Fleet Commander Nimits, something.
Total War expansion.
Year by year, something.
That is the Total War expansion for Fleet Commander Nimits. There's Fleet Commander Nimits apparently in the shrink wrap.
In shrink!
Is it a first or second printing Fleet Commander Nimits?
2015, second edition.
Okay, so I know there were some printing issues, or some kind of issues, maybe I'm not remembering exactly what, with the first printing of Fleet Commander Nimits, I think. So
I'm giving this away for $35.
$35 for the Fleet Commander Nimitz bundle. Great deal,
and the
folks.
Total War expansion. This is never going to happen again, people. No one's going to want to get reamed like me right now at any time soon.
All right, and you said $35?
I said $35.
Okay, that's really cheap, Dan, but okay.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Okay, well, you they gotta go. What can I say?
Yeah, what were you gonna say? The game goes for like $300? Well,
no, it does. It does not. I can tell you that.
Untouched by human hands.
Oh,
look,
getting rid of some James Day classics here.
People must be patient with the shipping. You must be patient. So MBT, untouched by human hands.
Shrink wrap.
And I'm sorry to give away the Canadian.
Jeff Beeler. Alert! Alert, Canadians!
Yeah, well, you get this expansion. Both of these, $40.
All right, we got a MBT plus the Canadian expansion for that bundle for $40. A larcenous price from Mr. Dan.
No one's emailing me. I can't believe it.
I haven't got anything either, but I've only had 2 things. You are up to 8. Yes. You have put 8 up. People also want to see what all's what. I mean, you've got that pristine copy of Case Blue to give away, right? So.
Who?
You, right?
Me.
No? Yeah, no?
Later.
No Case Blue? Okay.
Okay. Okay, hold on a second. Just wait. God damn it. Sorry, Jeff. Whatever.
All right. While Dan's figuring it out back there, this might be my last thing for today. I do want a lot of money for it, but it is going for a lot of money.
What?
Sacred Oil from, or 1985, Sacred Oil from Thin Red Line Games. The shrink wrap is open. You can look at my unboxing video of it. It looks cool, but I'm not going to get to it. $400. If anybody would like to pay me $400. That is not a ridiculous price.
For $25.
That is not a deal, but it is not out of line. So if anybody wants it, it's yours for $400. That's my giving it away price today.
400.
And that is USD, yes.
Christ,
This is why I only had 3 items, folks.
And Danny Seckery, my nemesis, says excellent price. What's the matter with that guy?
Yeah, well, it's not that bad of a price if you've seen what these things go for. So, even new, they're expensive, but they're also very large games with a lot of stuff in it. So,
okay, so Jim Crone, Talon, untouched by human hands.
So it looks like it's in a shrink wrap. So there's a Talon bundle too. I've played Talon; it's not bad.
$35 for both of them.
It's extremely inexpensive, Dan. I think I'm going to have to go retrieve a cheaper item now. Give us another one.
Jesus. Okay. Oh, and for the Fleet Commander Nimits, I got another expansion, the Islands expansion. I'm throwing that in.
Okay. I didn't know there was a second expansion. I do have one other thing I can throw in. We'll see if I can figure it out.
Okay, Into the Woods Shiloh, $25.
Hexy, I think you might want that for $25. I'm just saying.
You know what do you want from me, man?
Did you say $25? I mean, these are fire sale prices. These are my prices are not fire sale prices, but Dan's prices are fire sale prices.
Yes, this is a fire sale. I'm not a salesman, but I'm selling stuff, so you figure it out.
Huh.
Okay. Look what I got. I got New York, 1776.
That's a Worthington Games product, correct?
I have Trenton, 1776. Saratoga, 1777. And when you put them together on the bookshelf, it looks good because it makes a design. Okay, $50 for all 3. Are you writing this down, Ardy?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because I'm going to forget.
No, that's what I said. I'm writing it down. So what are we getting here again?
3 games, $50, Worthington. Okay, I got Wolf Dog. I got my first email, Wolf Dog.
All right, so I got $50 for the Worthington American Revolution bundle. All right, what do you got, Dan?
Okay, hold on a second. Christ.
If anybody wants a copy of Chancellorsville Pinnacle of Victory, let me know. It's not a good game. I would like $20 for it.
Imperial
you can do stuff with if you just go to PayPal and sign up. What it'll do is it'll pay people from your credit card or bank account, however you set it up.
Imperial Struggle, something by those two guys there.
Jason Matthews and Ananda Gupta.
In shrink, $25.
$25 for Imperial Struggle in the shrink. I would Hexy, I would send him an email just to stake it out so he's got it on record that you have claimed it. If it has not, well, if Dan hasn't told you that something has sold, then it has not. MBT bundle was $40. $40 for MBT and for CMB.
Space Empires. It has been touched, but it's pristine. Okay.
Fabulous game. Fabulous game.
With Close Encounters expansion. With Replicators expansion. All $350.
Now's the time to cancel your pre-order for all this stuff that will be shipping to you from GMT Games in July. I'm not actually kidding. Did you say $50?
I actually emailed Rachel at GMT.
Yeah.
And I said, do you mind if I sell some of the games? You know? And look how gracious. Look how gracious. She said, absolutely not. And if you need anything else, Dan, please let me know.
Okay.
God, sorry. Bloody hell.
All right, Dan, expect an email on Space Empires and apparently Into the Woods. If I had... Anyway, somebody just sent me an email offering me some stuff. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. But I'll reply to you after the show.
And you know what, Ardy? In all honesty, we're first of all, most of our guys are not rich. That's for sure. 100%.
Yeah, that's of course.
And we are so generous to one another, and I've been a recipient of that generosity, and that is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you know what? It's what is it? Pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, because
I think there is some debate about this, but the person who popularized that term, pay it forward, was Robert Heinlein.
Really?
Yeah.
What a humanitarian.
I'm not sure he came up with it, but he popularized it.
All right. You know what? I'm putting bundles together because...
I get it. Have you checked your email, Dan?
Yeah, it's coming in. That's nice. Very
there
nice, people. I will get to it later.
There
Okay, I've got a Martin Wallace game, Lincoln, play the whole Civil War in 15 minutes type thing. Then what the hell? Let's go back with Levé en masse.
Oh. Levé en masse is actually something I want.
Do you want it, Ardy? I'll give it.
Yeah, it's okay. Sell it. It's fine.
Shiloh.
Okay, so this is the Civil War Brigade Battle Series, Shiloh, from Worthington. And I have played this I played this one and Antietam. And of the two, I like the basic system. I think it's nice and clean. It's easy to play, yet it feels a little bit chewy, like the game's not over in 13 minutes. I did like the Shiloh game. And the components, it's Worthington, so you know the components are very nice. But, of course, Meandering Mike knows this. But
I'm gonna throw in this Pemberton and Grant.
Okay, so FYI, this is a different game series and system than the other two.
This is Hold the Line?
No, that is, I think, but the other two are not. The other two are the Civil War Brigade. There's 3 games there, right? Shiloh, Levé. Okay, so this is just a Worthington bundle.
So there's a 4 game. No, there's 4 games. Sorry.
Holy shit. Okay, so Lincoln is that from Worthington? Too?
Lincoln is from Worthington.
Okay, that's the Martin Wallace game, folks. You can do what you want with that.
Okay, all these 4 games, $60.
$60 for Worthington bundle. $60. That is larcenously inexpensive for all 4 games. And Dan will pay. It's actually $100, but you're getting a $40 discount for taking Lincoln off Dan's hands too. So,
yeah, whatever.
So I liked Shiloh. Of the 2 I've played in the series, I like Shiloh a lot better than Antietam. Antietam has magic hexes. It's just the way the victory conditions are set up that I didn't like.
All right.
There are several more games in that series now, including Gettysburg and the 7 Days, and at least one other one that I can't remember. Spring Hill and Franklin, perhaps? Something like that. It's hard for me to keep track of all this stuff at this point, folks. Here's the Valiant Defense series, folks. There's 4 games. Lanzerath Ridge, Pavlov's House, Castle Litter, and Soldiers in Postmen's Uniforms. These are all from our friends, David Thompson, and who's the other fella involved? Is that Trevor Benjamin too?
I don't know.
It's on the box. It's on the box.
All these games, you know, I was asking $200 for this.
I think $200 is a reasonable price for that, but if you're feeling generous, $150.
$150. How's that?
All right.
And if you want a problem $150, email me. We'll talk.
And are those? It was actually Leveon Moss. Yeah, I just don't want to pay for it right now. So, $200 is totally fair. So this is Valiant Defense for $150. That might be the entire series, and like at least 2 of those are in the shrink wrap, right, Dan?
No, they're not in the shrink wrap, but they're untouched by human hands.
All right. So Dammy Dan's touched them. So but there's Lysol. It's okay.
Okay.
Struggle for Europe is actually a game that does exactly what it's supposed to do and what it sets out to do. So while it is not really my kind of war game, I think it is a quite successful design.
Okay, I'm doing a Worthington shebanging.
Okay, Worthington shebanging.
Wilderness and Empires, untouched by human hands.
Okay. You didn't pronounce how do you pronounce the fleur-de-lis in France?
Malta Besieged in its thingy.
Okay. Slipcase is what you're looking for.
Stalingrad by Lou Pulsifer.
Pulsifer. Lou Pulsifer. This is the designer of the classic Avalon Hill game, Britannia. And Lou's done some other things. And it has a YouTube channel, actually, on game design.
I'm thinking of the James Maynard Keenan band. Victorious Cross. In its
I have heard really good things about Victorious Cross, actually.
And, if I'm not mistaken, from the library of Karl Paradzi.
I think it is part 3. Medwar Sicily. This was actually a game I looked at when I never got a hold of it. It looks decent when I was making the rounds and basically buying every Sicily game I could find. I did not pick this one up, but it looks decent.
Okay. All of this,
5 games. $100. Okay. You can get more. I'm just telling you. Where was that? We're sorry for the dead air here, folks.
Dead air?
Dan is. Like I said, I don't know. It looked okay to me when I looked at it.
I can't find the other one now. God damn it.
All right. Well,
Okay. Let's go lock and load bundle.
It's going to be a big one, folks.
Well,
buckle up. Okay, this is Nations at War, which is one of their tactical World War II systems. This is another one that I haven't played. I think one or two have passed through my hands at various points, but it looks nice. I can tell you that. Desert Heat. Sounds like a Sybil Denning film.
Both of these are untouched by human hand.
Actually seems to like Nations at War. Like I said, it looks good. I've given a couple away. Thank you, David Heath, for your generosity. The solo assistant set for Nations at War as well.
Designed by John Butterfield.
Is it?
Yes. Is it? Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, BGG says David Heath and Keith Tracton, but I don't know. Artist Blackwell Hurd, which is, I think we can agree, one of the finest names in wargaming.
And
I like Lock and Load Tactical too. For the record, I think it's a pretty solid game. It is more complicated now than it is if you've got like the Compendium rulebook. Back before they did the Compendium rulebook, just because the Compendium rulebook is a compendium of everything, whether you need it or not. But it's a nice, tight, clean system, pretty easy to play, a lot of flavor. I was happy with it.
Okay. The person who was buying the 9 games?
Yeah.
Well, let's make it 11 games, okay?
All right. So I see Struggle for New France. What's the other one?
Dawn's Early Light.
Dawn's Early Light. Okay. That's I think a standalone, as I recall.
They're all standalone.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second.
All right. So that's going to go in the Lock and Load bundle for $125, which is now up to 11 games, by the way. Roughly, I mean, it's the same basic kind of equivalent. I wouldn't put it that way, but it's the same kind of game. It's a World War II squad level game. It is published in a manner that's more similar to Panzer Grenadier, but in that like you generally buy a like Lock and Load tactical game, and it's its own standalone thing. You don't have to go buy a rule book or Beyond Valor or anything like that. So it's a lot easier to deal with in terms of buying it, but it can also be a big hassle if you need them all, too. Toten Sonntag, Dead Sunday.
12 games. 12 games.
And it is Sunday, folks. So there you go. Toten Sonntag is also being included in there. Sonntag, I should say.
Okay.
All right, so what do we got about this? All right, I see 4 Nations at War games. What do you want for them, Dan?
$75.
$75. That is ludicrously cheap, but okay. $75 for this big stack of 4 Nations at War games from. I mean, I think this is true, but it's less true now that people are generally working out of that big compendium rule book, because it is a big rule book. But fundamentally, yeah, it is a little easier to play than ASL.
George Ticanis, man, it's the Leonidas of ASL.
Beyond Valor not for sale here, folks. It's a high-priced collectible now, as you all know.
Okay, look. I've got Great Lakes, War Along the Great Lakes. Look, there's even dust on it. Okay, untouched by human hands. And War Along the Chesapeake.
Okay. Who are these from?
Worthington.
Okay.
Both
what do you want
those
for them?
games, $50.
$50. Dirt cheap, folks. Dirt cheap. I've generally been pretty happy with my experiences with Worthington's products. Now Worthington, like Lock and Load and like Danvers Games for that matter, just the kinds of stuff they do not always appeal to me. But I have generally high opinion of the games from those companies. Dan, you should also have an email at this point from Mr. Vince Ree for Nations at War.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Vince. I got it.
What's next?
Okay. The Battle for Kursk. It's a Flying Pig Games, Herman Latman. With its expansion. Tracks in the Mud.
Okay.
$30.
That's cheap.
I don't know where to put these goddamn games now.
I'm just, when I make the list, I'm just putting an extra 0 at the end of all of these numbers. All right, so you should have one of those Worthington bundles, an email for that as well. 65, the Nom.
$40.
$40, okay. Now, Dan, last time, you ended up selling the great majority of the stuff you put up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. And for these prices, Jesus Christ, you should get cleaned out.
I know.
So,
I mean, come on.
yeah.
People are either going to be saying, "Thanks, Dan, you're such a mensch," or "What a jerk."
What a sucker.
What a sight. That's why I put Barnum Bailey.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, 1944, the Battle of the Bulge, Worthington, untouched. 1944, D-Day to the Rhine, untouched. $50, both of them.
$50 for the 1944 Worthington 2 pack. I am positive Mike's right about this, but way, well, not way less necessarily, but hey, he wants to get rid of stuff. Before the show, I told him, Dan, you can get $200 for that. No problem. And he's like, it's got to go.
They gotta go. I'm sorry, but they gotta go.
This is a pretty fantastic name. David Van Hoos. I think it's a pretty fantastic name,
okay,
too.
Joe, stop correcting me. The lawyer. This guy's a lawyer. That's why. It's like, no, You don't have the facts. I have the facts.
I assume Mr. Van Hoos is Dutch. I think we can agree with that. Yeah, you're bear in mind, Dan's in the Arctic nation of Canada. So shipping will be expensive, but for these prices, I'm not sure that's much of a problem.
Listen,
Pawpaw's asking if he could drive to pick him up. How about that?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Well, work it out in email. I'm sure Dan will be delighted to not have to ship him.
And
well, Wisconsin is practically Canada anyway, right? So
I got more games.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so
I feel bad for not having more here. All right.
Okay, hold on. Let me see here.
I believe the price was approximately $1 million.
Okay, so this is a...
this is true blasphemy.
This is a Compass Games box shellacking.
Okay, what do you got?
Breaking the Chains, untouched by human hands.
Oh, how about that? By a John Gorkowski design.
Oskrieg,
a Gregory Smith design. But not solitaire.
Scorpion.
Operation Score. Who's the designer on that? Is that a Vance von Voorhees? Am I remembering that right?
Randy Heller.
Okay.
God damn. And this one here.
Brezhnev's War. This is a Ty Bomba design. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
All these 4 games, $60.
Compass Bundle. Do you have anything else from Compass, Dan? Did you say $50 or $60?
$60.
$60, okay.
Okay. Jesus. Okay, this is going to be a... where the hell are they?
While Dan's looking around, I'll do one more. So here's what we have. We have one of the latter printings of Russia Besieged. Is there a mounted map in here? There is not. But what is in here is the player's guide to Russia Besieged. And and we're talking, in this case, punched and clipped counters. They're incredibly thick counters. To the point where even the designer did not know how thick they were. Bundled with this will be Russia Besieged, the Finnish expansion. This is another one that I am simply not going to get to. So I would like, I think, $80 for the two of them. How's that sound? Let me know. Ardwulfslair@gmail.com. It's in the ticker down at the bottom. Finnish expansion is unpunched.
All right. We're going to go lock and load big time.
All right. Go big time. Let's see the Big Daddy.
God, bloody hell.
There's in the ticker, Pawpaw, there's Dan's email address. No enemies here at Vitatron.ca. That's the best way to get a hold of either of us. Do I have to pull another one out of the emergency pile here? I don't want to pull another one out of the emergency pile because there's a little bit of crossover with one that you put up, and I don't want us to compete. So, a lot of lock and load tactical stuff here. As you can see, Dan set all this up in advance. I at least have my, other than the big thing, I at least had, or the last minute remedial thing. Right. I had my stuff ready to go.
Untouched by human hands.
Heroes in Defiance with an exceptionally dapper hat on the cover.
Untouched by human hands. Charles Cabell. Untouched by human hands. Toshiro Mifune. They robbed Toshiro Mifune here.
It does look like him. I do think they use reference images for those covers, but they're not like AI covers or anything like that. This is like an actual artist doing that. The long history of that in gaming, folks.
All three of these, $100. Let me know if you think it's too high. Email me.
Dan, it is not too high. I do not have this game personally. I know somebody who does, but I don't. This is part of the Triumph and Glory system. It's Berg's, or at least one of Berg's Napoleonic systems. And it looks kind of interesting. So this is the system that got adapted by Frederick Bay into Jour de Gloire. So, well, he's moving. So that's the thing. He's moving, so he's got stuff to deal with. If anybody here, I'll do another one here.
I'm sweating, people.
This I'm willing to do because it's very hard to get Volume 1. I'll try to bundle these, and I'm going to ask for about $100 for the two of them. This is the Red Poppies series, Volumes 2 and 3. Last Laurels at Limonova and Assault Artillery, which is World War I's for tanks, by the way.
Gorgeous covers.
And the maps are really nice, too. I just don't have the first one and don't expect to be able to get it. So if somebody wants to give me $100 for the two of these, I guarantee that is my last one for the evening. So, emails in the ticker. Oh, beautiful, beautiful package right here, too. Big value-added game package from GMT designer Ben Hull.
$30.
Okay. The empty box would cost $30 if you bought it directly.
Ain't no empty box at Dan's backyard sale. Come and get your games, your coke, and your hookers.
Insanely cheap. So there you go.
Coke and hookers.
There you go. I assume Dan is staying in Quebec.
Damn it. Freedom, Vangelis.
Freedom. Okay, so this is about, I think, the Greek War of Independence, and which is a interesting enough topic. I do have a minor personal beef with just the way it's presented, in that there is nothing on this box that will tell me what it is about. The title doesn't, the art doesn't, presumably the description on the box, back of the box does. But if I'm like walking through a game store and looking at shelves, I am not going to assume this is a game that is of interest to me. So
$25.
$25 for Freedom. It's supposed to be a good game. This is not the Freedom from Academy Games. That's an outstanding. Didn't you already try and sell this, Dan?
No, I sold the demo, but this is not the demo.
So you have 2 copies of Age of Dogfights World War I?
Yes.
All right. Well, what do you want for that then?
25.
Okay, so an Age of Dogfights World War I for $25. What did you want for Freedom? $25?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not even about William Wallace. The demo was for World War II, but the previous bundle, folks, was for World War I and the demo version for World War II.
This is a DVG bundle I'm doing now.
All right, this might be the last one because we've only got about 7 minutes left. So while Dan's picking it, I'm not putting anything else up. Like I said, so as a review for what I got here, I've got Steel Wolves, unpunched, pretty nice shape, minor shelfware for $80. I've got Russia Besieged, punched, and the Finnish expansion, and the player's guide, unpunched altogether for $80.
All right.
I've got the Traveler Adventure 11, a Murder on Arcturus Station for $20. And of course, if anybody wants to buy it from me, Sacred Oil for 400 simoleons.
Okay, how big of a bundle should I do for DVG?
How much do you want to ship? That's the question. If it's going to cost
how much they want to pay for shipping.
That's true. The buyer, well, it depends what you want to. How much shit do you got there?
I got a lot of crap.
All right. Well, go start going through it. Let's see.
All right. So okay. Hold on. Hold on.
This seems unlikely. I can neither confirm nor deny. Yeah, that pretty much is what they go for. I mean, remember, they're $250 like new, so, and they don't last long at all. So,
okay,
down in flames,
guns blazing, down in flames, aces high, Warfighter, Pacific.
You have any of the expansions in it?
God, I'd be sorry if I did. No.
Okay.
But
so Warfighter Pacific.
If I have the expansions, I will include them. B-17 Flying Fortress Leader. Sherman Leader.
Sherman.
Israeli Air Force Leader.
This is supposed to be a good one in the series, from what I hear.
4, 5, 6 DVG games. 6 DVG games. Can we say $200?
I think that's completely reasonable for 6 games, Dan.
Huh?
I think that's completely reasonable.
Come on, we got more time. Come on.
All right. Well, don't forget, folks, you can email us after the show. I have a list, but Dan has done a lot of bundles, and I didn't necessarily list everything in the bundle. So it's like, Worthington bundle number 5 with typos. So
just people remember the games that I'm saying, okay? Because I will trust you to tell me, Dan, this, that, and that was the price. Don't shaft me, because you're shafting an idiot. Okay.
I can put them in a pinned comment.
I've got these. By Balika 3rd Generation. Punic Island, Coral Sea, and Roads to Stalingrad. $50.
All right. I won't do this, but I will put it in a pinned comment after the show.
I'm exhausted.
But if somebody emails me 3 weeks from now and offers me something on these, I'm going to ignore that email. You got to get to it reasonably quickly. So, you got anything else? Well, you got 3 minutes, Dan, so you should probably cool it now. That's a lot of stuff.
Oh,
That's my guess.
okay, another lock and load shot. Atlantic Storm.
Atlantic Storm, card game, supposed to be good.
And the Pacific War.
I used to own that, actually. It's a card, I think it's a card game, too.
Both of these for $40.
All right, so that was what, Dan?
What?
What were those games?
I forget. What were they? Oh. The Pacific War and Atlantic Storm.
All right, the problem with Pacific War is I got to be specific. It is the Pacific War. To differentiate it from Mark Herman's masterpiece, Pacific War. $40. That's it. Look, you got that sweating here.
Hey, look, people, you gotta be patient with the shipping. I will ship them. You will get them for the price I said. Or if you want to negotiate, email me.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do, folks. I am going to put a pinned comment on the video with all of the bundles. You're going to end up having to watch the video to see what's in all the bundles. I'm going to pull the banner down for a second here while I fix it.
God damn, I stink like a horse.
I thought that was going somewhere else. I'm pleased to note that it did not.
Even a horse. A horse!
So since we're basically done here, Dan, I think I should, I did not start keeping track of this until, it wasn't right away that I started keeping track of this. So I might be off by plus or minus 2 on the actual number of shows. But as near as I could tell, and I don't think I'm out by very much, this is our, Dan and I's 200th show together over all of our...
That's incredible.
Various shows.
And how did we start it off? What, I emailed you and I said, hey, you want to do a show, a stupid show or something like that? And you said, yeah,
I believe the word stupid was mentioned, yeah. I'm going to have to wait until after the... well, here's what I'll do. I will put this list up on the Ardwulf's Lair Discord server. So if you're on there we go. What do we got here? I think I have a... Boom, there we go.
And Vlad,
right.
Vlad, you wanted a certain game that you said you were interested in when you came to my house. Look, I know what it's worth, but make me an offer, okay? And it's yours.
Yeah, this is crazy. All this is true. So, Sacred Oil is the third game in their 1985 series. And it's a series that is inspired by Mark Herman's The Next War back in the SPI days. And it's a nice looking series. It's just, it is a lot. And I'm trying to clear space, same as Dan. I'm just a little less urgently trying to do it. So U-Boat, the board game. Are you selling that?
Yeah.
$1, folks, for U-Boat, the game.
That's with the Kickstarter stuff in it, the wooden stuff and all that.
That's actually a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it's a nice game, and I've actually heard that it is fun to play.
Yeah, it's got a great map. $75.
You fucking prick. So, all right. So $75 for U-Boat.
Hey, Grub Nordrich.
That's a good price for U-Boat. Like I said, it did very well. There were issues with it from certain quarters, but that's because it was not the kind of game that it was.
A fun game. It's RPG.
Nobody was familiar enough with it to say this doesn't work. So, but as a game, I have been told by people whose opinions I trust that it is a lot of fun. So, very good, very good. I do have all three of them, but Under an Iron Sky is partially punched, which is why I didn't. I tend to not. I'll tend to not bundle them, and besides, they go for plenty of money on their own. So,
Paul Sin, I suggest you rewatch the show because if someone didn't pick up on some of the deals, you're gonna wanna.
There's a lot of deals here, folks. I've got. I put 4 things in. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red poppies. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. I got 5 things, and Dan's got something like 40. So if you are on the Ardwulf Star Discord server, I have put a list of all the stuff that we did tonight on the Sales and Trades channel. I will be able to put a comment in the video and pin it as soon as the video goes up live as a video as opposed to a live show. I can't do it yet.
What? Again, people, shipping, it's on you, the shipping, obviously, because I'd be losing money on
At these prices, folks, Dan's making it worth your while.
And I want to say that, relax. You're going to get the games. I'm in the process of moving my house, selling my house and all that. So don't bust my balls and saying, well, I'm going to get the game. Not that anybody has done that, but don't start.
All right. So, folks, I think we've had a lot of games here. I actually want to count Dan's lots here. So hold on one second before we wrap it up. There's 10. There's 15. There's 20.
Oh, yeah, Tim, by the way, if I'm going to...
Dan is selling 30 lots, and it's a lot more games than that.
Tim, if I'm going to...
You are right. It's Red Poppies 2 and 3, not 1 and 2.
Are you going to keep cutting me off, or what the hell's going on?
No, go ahead. Sorry. I had to correct that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tim Zales. Yeah, I'm going to restart collecting the games, but there's a disclaimer with this sale that when I start buying the games, I'm buying them off the people who bought them off me for 50% off.
All right. I just threw the Traveler in because it's extra. It's a duplicate. And if somebody wants to give me $20 for it, I'll be happy to take it, and it gets it out of my way. So, and don't ship Canada Post or USPS, apparently. So, all right, folks.
Albert, or Albrecht.
I fixed it on the Discord server. Thank you for those who have pointed this out. And that's why I want to sell them, because I can't get number 1. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Not for a price I want to pay for it. Let me put it that way. It's expensive and hard to get. The games look pretty cool, and John Gorkowski is a pretty good designer, especially for I'm not sure I've played anything of his that wasn't World War I, but I have liked the John Gorkowski World War I games that I have played. So, hey, Great Day received that stuff that you sent him. So good job, Dan.
A Great Day. I've saved that title for you. Let's talk. And I'm gonna. I think I packed the expansion because I'm gonna throw in the expansion. What is it? Burning Sands, and I think that whole bundle goes for like $2 million. Anyways, write to me.
All right, folks. Once again, if you're interested in any of this stuff, email the ticker spin on the bottom of the screen the whole time. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, give us an email. I have received 0, but I know Dan has received a bunch. But I didn't have that much. Dan had a lot. And his prices are fabulous, and my prices are less fabulous.
My prices are stupid.
At least for tonight. I didn't want to deal with a large quantity of product tonight.
Yeah, but that's why I said relax with the shipping, meaning that let me take my time. First of all, I got to get boxes for all these bloody games. That's true.
So, anyway, I am not sure how it is taking them this long to ship that. I assume there was some form of snafu. So, all right, folks, we are out of time. I want to thank everybody, and I'm sure I speak for Dan here, for being with us for 200 of these shows where, let's face it, we have a lot of guests, and thanks to all of our fabulous guests that we've had. But, thanks to everybody here who comes out week in, week out and listens to mostly Dan and I bullshit for an hour. So tonight we actually had something to do, so I want to wish everybody a great rest of the night. I will see you tomorrow night. Dan will see you again soon as well. Stay tuned to the No Enemies Here channel for the Charles S. Roberts Awards presentation, which will be out in a couple of days. So everybody have a great rest of the night. We'll see you all again soon.